Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
Today, in episode 680, we're going to talk about how to track down and redirect 404 pages in WordPress. But before we dive in, Tim, why don't you let people know what a 404 page is?
Yeah, a 404 page is when someone lands on your site where a page does not exist. So, for example, it could be a page that used to exist and there's a link somewhere out there in the wild that they click on, they go to your site, but the page is no longer there. So your website is going to WordPress and your theme is automatically going to display a 404 page that says, hey, we can't find what you're looking for. This page doesn't exist. And then if it's a well-designed 404 page, it'll give you some additional links of places you can view around the site, that sort of thing. And so it could be a page that used to exist but moved or was deleted. It could be maybe someone typed a link to your site and actually typed a typo in the URL field. And so now it's going to a page that doesn't exist, that sort of thing. And so it's bad for SEO. It's bad for user experience. And so you don't want users hitting 404 pages all the time. It's going to happen the more traffic you get. But if they're consistently hitting the same 404 page or the same URL, then you should do something about it because they're trying to reach a specific page that doesn't exist or there's a typo or whatnot. So you want to deal with them. So we're going to talk about two different ways that you can deal with those 404s that people are getting on your WordPress website.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. One thing I will say is you definitely want to have a plan. If you don't have a custom designed 404 page, we highly recommend that you have one. That way, in the event that you don't have a redirect and you have something set up, you can at least point them in the right direction. Here's our home page. Here's how you get to wherever it is that you want to, get to on our website.
A search field.
A search field, absolutely. Put some kind of something there that it just doesn't say 404 page. Sorry, page not found, which is, I think, WordPress's default kind of message and stuff. All right, the first route we're going to discuss is the plugin route. Super simple. You may not be a developer. You may, back end stuff may scare the heck out of you, like the second method that Tim's going to talk about, which actually it's not that scary. It's pretty easy. So don't be afraid to do that as well. But the first route that we're going to go over is just using a plugin. And the one that we recommend is Redirection. That's the name of the plugin. Makes a lot of sense. You're going to redirect this broken page to a page that you want to send them to in the event that they go to this page. So you may have a new URL for that page, or that page may not exist anymore, and you may want to redirect that traffic back to your home page or somewhere to where it's not going to the 404 because it will affect SEO. This plugin is pretty straightforward and simple. You just install it in your WordPress website, follow the steps. It'll let you know what pages are 404ing on your website. So it's not a bad idea to just run this thing to see, do I have any broken links on my website? And it's going to, it will alert you to those. And then you can put a plan in place to make some redirects or fix the broken pages. There may be something that you can fix and stuff. So pretty simple, straightforward plugin. Easy to use. It's called Redirection. We'll put it in the description below, the link to this plugin. It's free. It's on WordPress.org. It's got, a little over 2 million installs, and it's got a pretty high rating as well. So it's a good plugin. Use it. Tim, what's the second method?
Yeah, absolutely. So that plugin is great. And as David mentioned, it's called Redirection. So it's hard to miss, but just in case, the picture on the WordPress.org plugin page is like a zoomed in picture of a flower or a dandelion or something. It's hard to tell. It's some sort of plant. So if you see that, you're in the right spot. And as David mentioned, it'll list out the 404 pages for you, and then you can redirect them right there in the plugin. But if for whatever reason you don't want to use it, you want to go all natural, no plugin, then this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to Google Search Console. Unfortunately, if you don't already have Google Search Console set up, then you can't really use this method. Go ahead and set it up now and let it run and that sort of thing. But Google Search Console is essentially your link as a website owner to Google. Google's going to tell you when there's errors found, when there's 404 pages, if there's crawling issues. It's where you submit your sitemap. So you want to have Google Search Console set up with each and every website that you want to be ranking in the search engines for. And it's really easy to set up. We're not going to talk about that in this episode, but Google Search Console has an area where it's going to tell you where all the 404 pages. So all the things that people are URLs that they're getting no pages found, essentially. And then from there, what you do is then you can redirect them. So you copy and paste those URLs that people are reaching 404 pages for, and then you set up a redirect in a .htaccess file. So .htaccess file is a server file, and it basically tells the browser to do certain things. And so it's the easiest, cleanest way to do something like a redirect. And so if you just Google redirect .htaccess file, you'll find a tutorial that will show you how to do it in there. You just open it up with FTP and paste in the redirect code and then save it, and then it handles the rest. And that might sound a little complicated. If you are using a hosting company that has a redirect feature built in, a lot of them do, then you can do that. And essentially what it's doing is it's just giving you a user interface to be able to put it in the .htaccess file, so you don't have to touch the code. So it kind of handles that for you, but it's actually using the same method.
Right.
And so that's how you do it. So if that sounds scary to you, it's not as bad as it sounds, but if it does, then just do the plugin route. The plugin is not going to slow down your site or anything like that. A lot of times people think, oh, adding another plugin is going to slow down my site. If it's a good plugin, which this one is, and it uses good coding methods, and it's not going to slow down your site. And that's actually one of the FAQs for the plugin is it going to affect performance? And it says, no, it uses the same method that WordPress uses for permalinks. And so you don't have to worry about it slowing down your site.
Awesome. Well, tomorrow we've got another great topic, how to find who actually owns a domain name. You may find that interesting, and you may want to find that information out one day. Well, tomorrow we're going to teach you how to do that. So, Tim, till tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.